Hello, welcome back. In this video I am going to talk about how you are going to define or to create the cylindrical grid data in ETABS. So let's start. Well, you may need a cylindrical grid system for any reason, okay? Maybe to deal with some curved shapes in your project or whatever, okay? For any reason that you may need it. Now, I will show you this simple example, okay? For this curved beam here, and I have a slab here over here. Let me show you the 3D view, okay? So this is a simple cantilever, not cantilevering, it's a simple balcony here, okay? So I have a beam here, and over it I have some kind of slab here, okay? So I'm going to create this curved shape using a cylindrical grid system, okay? So here I have this project, okay? This is the ETABS I am working on, okay? This is a sample of a project that I am working on in my training on ETABS for building analysis and design. This is the first level, okay? We have 3 levels. So the first level is now going on, so you may join my training, okay? Okay, let's go to the first floor, okay? I'll go to the plan view here, then I'll go to the first floor, then apply. Now I want to create the cylindrical grid system. So right click on the screen and go to add or modify grid. Now I want to add a new system, okay? Here, so add new grid system here. Now here you can give it any name. Maybe I can say curved balcony, maybe like this. Now I will select what? The cylindrical shape, okay? Not the Cartesian one, the cylindrical geometry. So here it asks me the grid labeling, so it doesn't affect us that much, but if you are interested, you can this one make it with numbers and this one with letters, okay? Now here, let me come here. It says the grid system origin, okay? X and Y. So I have to measure this from my design. So this is my reference for the Y, and this is my reference for the X. So for the Y I have to measure it from here, okay? Now up to this center, okay? Up to this center, from here up to this center, with how much? 7.5 meters, okay? And from here, the center, I want the center here, okay? From here it is 9.5, okay? So up to the center here it is 7.5, in the X it is 9.5. So immediately I can go here and make X 9.5 and the Y 7.5, okay? 7.5. Now it asks me about the rotation, okay? I will explain this later. Now let me jump it. Let me go to this part. It says number of grid lines in the R direction. This is the number of lines that is needed to that may cut your radius, okay, from the center. So the origin of the center is assumed to be one grid, and the next curve, for example, if this is my circle, okay, so this center is the first grid, then the number of grids that will be required is the number of lines that may cut your radius, okay, your radius. Now in my case here, I have one point here and one curve here, okay? One curve here only. I will consider the center line of this beam, okay? So I will need here 2, okay? 2. And here it says the number of grid lines in the tangent direction, okay? So the number of tangent, the number of lines that may cut the tangent, okay? The tangent. So this is basically the number of the divisions, okay? The lines or the grids that will divide your tangent or your circle perimeter, okay? So it depends on the division that you are going to use. For example, if you are using a division of 5 degrees, okay, here I have 180 degree. So if you are going to divide it up to 10 degrees, okay, so 180 divided by 10 will give you 18 divisions, okay. So the grid line will be plus 1, 19, okay. If you are going to divide it into 5 degrees, so you are going to have 36 plus 1, 37, okay. Now let me divide it into 10 degrees, okay. 10 degrees, so it means that I will need to have 180 divided by 10, it is 18 segments, and plus 1, 19 segments, okay. I will use here 19. So it says here spacing of the grid in the R direction, okay. It's the number that are going to cut your radius, okay. Now I have one at the center and at the curve level, so the distance between the center and my curve is how much? It is 1 meter here, okay, 1 meter. And the spacing of the grid in degrees, okay, in degrees it is this one, okay, this. So here the spacing is 10 degrees, okay, 10 degrees. Let me say okay, and let's check. Now I will go to here and I will say modify show. It has drawn it, okay. It's very, now it looks tiny, but it's as we wish, except with some orientation problem, okay. Now let's check here, 0, 10, 20, and it goes up to 180. So we are correct. And here, if you may have any problem during the definition, then you may come back here and you can edit it here, okay. Edit here. Now take care of this, okay. I will explain this in a moment, okay. Now if I say okay and I say okay, now the geometry that you are going to see is not as we want it. This is curved like this, in this way, with some kind of to the right, okay, curved to the right. But here the curvature is upward like this, okay. The center, this one, is in the positive y direction. So I want this one to be rotated like this, okay. It must start here and it must go like this. So I must rotate this. This is what I was telling you that I'm going to explain it. Now let's go to modify. Here it says rotation. The rotation that I want this element to be rotated what? From here, this must come to here. So it is 90 degrees, okay, in the clockwise. So clockwise is negative, so minus 90, okay, like this. Now I will say okay and okay. Now let's wait a few seconds. Yeah, now it is the way that we wanted. So for any reason, if you may need to draw such kind of cylindrical grid systems, you have to follow these steps. Now you can draw your beam. For example, this is the first floor. Now I can go to here and I can select the first floor beam, and I can select it like this, and the remaining one I may come here and draw it one by one, okay. Now I have drawn the beam, the curved beam. Let's see, you see it here. Now this is my curve, okay. You can check it on the extruded view like this, and everything is as we wanted, okay, as we wanted. This is my curved beam, okay. This is one way of drawing the curved beams. There are a number of ways, around 4 or 5 ways. This is the first one, okay. I will show you the other 3 ways in the next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.